Okay, it's been a while, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take the 2004 Pontiac Montana in to have a little work done on it. Probably a little bit less than a year ago, I had front brakes put on the 2004 Pontiac Montana, and at the time the mechanic told me that the back brakes looked okay, that I'd get some more time out of it. I should have probably overrode that and just said, put the new back brakes on. Because what's going to happen almost every time, if you put new brakes on the front, then the back wear out, and then you kind of get out of sync. If I would have went ahead and put the new brakes on the back, new brakes on the front, it would be ready to go. I made an attempt to put the back brakes on, but I couldn't even get past the inspection. For some reason, the drums won't come off. And I got behind them, and I tap, 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 tap. Just tried to work them, do different things, but I could not get the back brakes off. So at that point right there, I've learned my lesson. When it comes to working on the 2004 Pontiac Montana, if something's not right from the very beginning, I stop. I'm going to let a professional take care of it. So I'm not exactly sure why those drums won't come off, but I'm hoping tomorrow when the Montana gets in the shop, the guys are going to be able to figure it out. Usually a good mechanic, they have seen it all and they know what to do and they go right for it and they'll be able to pop them off. Hopefully it just needs new shoes, could possibly need new wheel cylinders, and if that's the case, I'll definitely put them on. Getting ready to take a long journey to the North Country. Over 2,000 miles, hauling my Coleman Sun Valley pop-up camper with me, and I don't want any problems on the road at all. If I can get out ahead of any kind of problems, potential problems that could be happening, I'll do it. It's worth investing in the 2004 Pontiac Montana. This right here has turned out to be an excellent machine. Getting ready to turn 150,000 miles on it. Just took it the other day. Took this guy right here, Sammy, and his sister camping. Went great. Everything's smooth. That's what I like. Here's an update on the 2004 Pontiac Montana. I went and had back brakes put on it, and they work so good. I feel so much better now when I take my long trips, and I have my 1985 Coleman Sun Valley behind the 2004 Pontiac Montana. I feel so much better about all my brakes are good. The front brakes were replaced about a year ago, and they're still in excellent condition. I should have replaced the back ones, but I had a little bit more time, decided to just wait on it, and sure enough, it needed a complete brake job altogether. Ended up putting wheel cylinders in, new brake drums. Now is brand new, A1 condition, ready for the long road trips. But here's an interesting note I'd like to share with you. You know how we all hear that every automotive garage you go to, you always don't get treated the same. And the prices can vary more than you could imagine. Sometimes it is worth checking out, it is worth shopping, it is worth getting a second opinion. Well, let me show you what happened to me when I went around looking to have someone put on the back brakes for the 2004 Pontiac Montana. I had an area garage that was pretty close to the cabin, so I thought I'd go by there. It's a newer garage, hadn't been open probably maybe 2 years now. I walked in there, it looked like a pristine, maybe high-class coffee shop. I mean, everything very nice. Kind of gave me a weird feeling when I walked in there, just because it was like overkill nice. Now that's okay, that's not a problem. But when you hear what happened, you can see that, well, maybe it was a little bit of a warning. I told the guy what I needed, said I had a 2004 Pontiac Montana and I need back brakes on it. He said, okay. He gets behind his nice computer. He started working on it. Took him probably about 10 minutes to work up a bid. He goes, okay, here you go. This is what it's going to cost. I was pretty surprised when I saw the price. The price on this automotive shop right here $794.23. I thought that sounded a little bit high. No, the guy said we're going to have to put new drums on it, new wheel cylinders, new pads. He said, we do things right here, and that's what the price is going to be. I said, okay, sounds good to me. So I just need to call you and schedule in? Yeah, he said, we're about a week behind. Just call us, we'll schedule in, we'll get it done. I said, okay, that's fine. Well, I left there and I started thinking, you know, that sounds like an awful lot of money for back brakes on a 2004 Pontiac Montana. I understand drums wear out. I understand that if they're grooved, you got to put new drums in. And the way I'm fixing the Montana up anyways, hey, I wouldn't mind having new drums anyways. New wheel cylinders anyways. New pads for sure. I mean, I'm fixing it up. Me and Montana are going to go across the country. As soon as gas prices come down a little bit, we're going to go across the country, and I want to make sure everything that I do to it is A1 condition. Oh, and he handed this to me without even smiling. Okay, so I got to thinking about that. I drove away and thought about it a couple of days, and I just thought, you know, I used to work on cars, and I still kind of do. And you can see I've got an awful lot of videos out there on the things that I have done personally to the 2004 Pontiac Montana. But when it come to the back brakes, I couldn't get the drums off. I'm not going to mess it up. I'm not going to break something. I'm not going to end up tearing something up because I'm not a mechanic and I did not know how to get those brake drums off because it seemed like they were sealed on there. There's another garage that's a little bit farther away from the cabin, and I've thought about this garage for a long time. This is what you think about a typical automotive garage kind of looks like. It's got 6-7 bays to it, and you know, it's not particularly neat. It's an automotive garage. It has several mechanics working on there, a lot of noise going on there. So I decided to go in there to this garage right here. Went in there, met the owner, talked to him, told him what I had. He said, okay. He said, we can get on that for you, no trouble. I said, what do you think it's going to run before I actually bring it in? He said, well, if we got into it and we could save the drums and the wheel cylinders were not leaking and we just put new pads on it, you're looking at somewhere in the neighborhood of between $200 and $300. That sounded pretty good to me. Now that's kind of what I wanted the fancy automotive place to say too, that hey, we're not going to do the whole thing. We're not going to make sure we're going to take every part and put them all brand new. We're going to check it out first, because once again, I've worked in automotive long enough to know that if the drums weren't scored, they could be turned and you could save some money right there. But now he did say, now there's a chance that if your drums are bad and if they're scored, then we can mic them, but we're probably not going to be able to use them. We may have to put new ones on. And that's when I told him, if there's any question at all, I want the new drums put on. Now the fact that I could not even get them to come off tells me that they were wore out and they were probably scarred well enough that that's what was making it hard for the drum to even come off. It took about 2 weeks to get in there, and I made an appointment. Dropped the Montana off Thursday evening, and they got started on it Friday morning. By Friday at lunch, they called me, said, we got it all done, everything went well. I said, how'd it go? Did you have to put new drums in? She said, we sure did. The drums were pretty scarred up. We had to put new drums in. You had a wheel cylinder leaking, so we went ahead and put both wheel cylinders on it. We put you some good pads on there. We adjusted everything, made sure the brake fluid, everything is good. The emergency brake all adjusted for you. You are 100% ready to go. I said, okay. How much is it? $475 even. So the guy that quoted me $794.23 quoted me the exact same thing as the guy. Put everything back on it brand new like I wanted for $475. Now I believe this automotive shop right here, I believe that they got a fair wage for it and then some. It took them 2 or 3 hours. They got it done. They've knocked it out. Why is this guy $794.23? Yeah, I just have a feeling that the shop that was so high is just charging a little bit too much for whatever reason. And like I said, it's a 2004 Pontiac Montana. Pretty simple automotive repair. I thought I'd fill you in on that. I do have my favorite mechanics. Actually, they put the front brakes on a 2004 Pontiac Montana. The problem is they live all the way across town. So especially most of the time when we've got to go drop it off and we've got to go pick it up, it's about an hour trip with all the traffic and everything. And I'm just looking for someplace a little bit closer. It's a little bit inconvenient to take it all the way over to the other side and then go get it. So I got new brakes on it. I just thought I'd share that information with you. If you have your favorite mechanic and he treats you well, good. But if you don't have a mechanic, something breaks and you need it fixed, might want to just shop around a little bit. And a lot of time you can shop around just on the phone too. Just tell them what you got, tell them what you need, and then they come up with a price and you can kind of get a feel of it. You got to remember though, just because it's a low price doesn't mean you're going to get the best service. But in this case, I feel real good about the place I took it to. Aaron, the owner, I will definitely take my stuff to him again because he treated me well. He was very nice to work with. Yeah, I think he gave me a real good price, an honest price, and I will bring more things to him in the future. Thank you for coming to the channel. I appreciate it. That's LAF Space Film Fest, capital LAF Space Film Fest. Hey, if you would, hammer down that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Helps me to put out videos like this. All right. New back brakes. Bam! Road trip. I'm ready. You have a good day.